son, these boys can't leave them bastards. A lot of dudes just some
shit. So we're going to be going in, taking a look at the habit tracker, doing the weigh-ins, journal, going over the life vision, a little bit of meditation, been testing out some Wim Hof breathing. From that point, going to be going straight into calls. I'm in Central Time right now, as you can see, we're in Colombia. So my calls are starting at like 8 a.m. So I need to get ready, need to get ramped up. Probably going to have some coffee, and then we're going to dive in. I'm going to kind of show you behind the scenes of how I run my team meetings, how we do client success, sales, our entire team meetings, and how we kind of set OKRs for the rest of the week and set the standard for the team. What's going on, my friend? How are you doing today?
Buenos dias.
We've got the dashboards completed for clients, so we can use this now. So we select it. We're going to see leads, amount spent, appointments, cost per lead, cost per appointment. We're just fixing this one because it's a total, not an average. Lead to appointment percentage, and then we can see a breakdown per campaign here. Okay. Then, if we want to go a step further and go, this is the ad metrics, then we go in and show them the other metrics, which is the call stats and things like that.
Oh my God, it looks so professional. I love that.
Yes. So then we're also going to be able to show the client how many dials have we made, appointments, call conversion rate, speed to lead, scheduled, prepaid, showed, no showed, disqualified for each individual campaign. This is going to be so sick for client calls. Like really sick. And it's going to cut the time in half of us trying to prepare for these calls because it's all going to be on here.
I think this is really helpful because right now we're going to so many different places, and when doing our client calls, you're jumping in and like trying to fix things on the fly. So if there's a problem, it's like, here, let me just jump in and go take a look at this. Where what we should really be doing is, let me create a ticket for that. No problem. I'll have somebody take a look at it. Where we're trying to solution and it's taking longer to get through the call, or it's creating an additional fire because maybe we land on something that's a bigger mess than it really should be, and we can't do fancy footwork.
I completely agree with you. I think the most optimal, if the data is 100%, yeah, it is going to be a game changer for sure. I would say optimally, what I want to do is develop like a new way of conducting these calls. It's going to be the same cadence, but just a different way. So we're going to run them through the stats, and then we'll just have a separate doc up that answers 3 questions. And what we're going to do is Caroline will probably answer those at the start of the week. I'm going to put together like a weekly performance audit she can complete at the end of the week, so we have it ready.
We have another issue. So we go and we've transitioned them over to our Stripe account because that's the new agreement. So we transitioned them over. However, when this person booked, they booked on the old Stripe account. So refunding them, it's not connected anymore. So now we've got to figure out how to reconnect their Stripe so we can refund them.
Well, an easier solution to that would be we will just pay the clinic directly so they can refund them. So we don't need to go back and forth with all the tech stuff. Meaning, we just go in and we actually just pay the clinic the $25 for that client, and then they can pay the lead. Because otherwise, it's going to be a pain in the ass, them going in, connecting Stripe again, and then reconnecting ours. It's going to take up so much time. That would be the best solution. Let's let him know that we're going to reimburse him for the $500.
On the client onboarding workspace in Monday, where we input the offers, only allows 2,000 characters, and not always does it allow us the space to put all of the offer details in. And so we had a situation, with the sake of time, I recognized that field was removed. I dropped it in Slack for the team. They overlooked it, and we're behind the 8 ball because, we're just a lot of Slack messages. So if you could add back that field, that would be great.
Everything they actually need is under headlines, and it gets added on their task. So I'll just add a bottom section that says notes, and then it will have that onboarding initiation info on it. Thank you for spotting that, Anne, because I had no idea there was even a character limit in any of these boxes, so good spot. Makai, hello, how are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I am good, I can't see for some reason. There we go. So in terms of where we're at right now, we've closed a total of 8 clients. However, like 3 of them have been from ads. Last 2 weeks, we haven't closed anybody from ads. Majority of those, I think I've closed like 3 of them were just layoffs or upsells. We've had a total of 42 showed demos. Our call to close percentage right now is 22%. So in terms of the main focus going into October, it's just consistently close 6-7 people a week. We're going to ramp our ad spend back up to at least $750 a day.
The drop off, I think the only reason why there's drop off is simply because the way that the intro is conducted and they're not excited for the next call. So if we do if we actually do the prefetch correctly and actually get them excited for the next call, and we do the tie downs, there shouldn't be any reason why they don't show up. Yeah.
I think there's pros and cons to both. I've been looking at the numbers, okay? Our cost per offer made is way lower right now. However, we're taking up a lot of calendar space with people that aren't necessarily qualified. It's really what you guys feel is going to serve you best. I think we are going to be able to close more people. We're going to make more offers on a 1 call. However, 2 call we're validated on, we have a proven process on. We know for sure we're getting qualified prospects. But could we prevent that by just adding more qualification on the front end and making more offers? Because we are going to make more offers with the 1 call. And whether we like it or not, no matter how fancy we are with the 2 call, there is still going to be at least a 15% drop off, whether we like it or not, or at least a 10%. And if our goal right now, which our goal is 340 demos booked, so your guys' calendars can get full, that's at least 34 booked calls that are slipping through the cracks. That's what I'm thinking.
I feel like we're changing so many things as well. It's like we don't know what the bottleneck really is until we actually change just like one.
Right.
Like Charlie Morgan says, it's like just one thing at a time.
Yeah, you don't want to change everything at once. I will say, I did some reflection after watching that Cole video. I'll tell you the biggest epiphany I had. When we were closing consistently and we were growing like crazy, it was because of one thing that I didn't do last month and this month, which was test a shit ton of new ads all the time. Over the last month and a half, what happened was I came back from Miami, I didn't have a content studio, I didn't have anybody to record with, so I got lazy and we were just using image ads. The numbers looked great on a booking level, but we look at cost per acquisition, things went down the shit pipe. So I think it's very evident that image ads I want to stay away from, video ads are what bring us better quality, and we close more people. So what I've done temporarily is the following. Number 1, I've increased our spend back up to 700 a day. Number 2, I've gone ahead and just relaunched some existing video ads that we used to run, and today I'm going to be recording new ads. Now, if there's any key points that you guys feel that I should be adding in those ads, I'm going to make sure that I run them through you guys as well, so we're all on the same page so there's congruence. Here's the game plan. Lesson learned, stay away from image ads, don't get lazy, test a shit ton of ads. I'm going to be testing, the KPI is a minimum of 10 new ads per month. That's 10 new ads. And then 4 hooks under that ad with 4 banners. I'm looking at look, all of the leads over the course of the last month have came from image ads, and majority of them are broke. It's blatantly obvious. And we're going to be able to clarify this even more now. This is going to be a game changer, by the way. Lead quality score and why didn't they close? Because now we can look at this as a high level, like why aren't people closing? What's the lead quality score from each individual ad? So in terms of calendar today, what are we looking at? Okay, so you've got 2 demos. Makai, you've got an intro and 3 demos. Cool, let's rock and roll. Let's follow up with the hot list, and then let's scale these ads up and get the calendars filled, okay? And then say a client comes to you, they're pissed off, they're not getting good results, they want to cancel. What's the first thing that you're going to do? They're extremely emotional on the call, maybe they're even shouting at you.
Well, first I kind of let them know that I'm not comfortable. Like, my job is to get them a win, and I get paid if they get a win. And I'm not comfortable moving forward unless they calm down a little bit. I've never, and I've been doing this for a while, had someone scream at me. So that would be the first. Usually reports kind of built in, but if we sit there on the account, you kind of let them vent and speak until they're finished. Just let them go until they're finished, and then you just reframe the call.
For sure. Thank you. So just got done wrapping up the meetings for the day. Hopefully you got a little bit of clarity on how we run and operate our team meetings. Now having around 23, 24 team members on the team, full transparency, you're probably wondering, how the hell as an 100K a month agency are you profitable running a 23, 24 person team? Now, I will agree and admit that as we continue to scale, we overhired. And I actually think that's a good thing. And the reason I say that is because we overhired because we know that our CAC to lifetime gross profit is good, meaning our cost to acquire a client in comparison to our lifetime gross profit, it makes sense. So we can continue to scale our spend. That being said, I'm more than happy to overhire to sacrifice short-term margin for long-term gain and long-term growth. So while it looks like our team is absolutely huge for what we've got right now, I think it's really great because we're training people, we have the infrastructure in place to be able to now scale. Typically, the reason I run my meetings this way, always start with wins, always start on a positive note, always end on a positive note. Then immediately I'm going into fires. How can I support you? What roadblocks do you have that I can help you with? This has been a big mindset shift for me because I'm so subconsciously, my mind tells me you need to help and do everything and you need to be busy all the time. And now I need to learn to let go. I need to learn to let go and stop babysitting and let the fires sizzle a little bit, let them burn. Because the more I step in and fix fires that other people can learn valuable lessons from, the more it's going to condition the team to think that they can purely rely on me all of the time. And am I getting kickback from the team, you might ask? Absolutely. I think some people on the team probably hate me a little bit right now because we're going through a big transition and a big pivot, and I'm going through a big paradigm shift and in the way that I operate my life, where a lot of my time is now going on revenue growth, high leverage activities, as it was before, but now I'm really trying to, instead of being the person that comes in and kind of fixes the fire, coaching them. And I will say a really big takeaway that I've started implementing to all my team meetings is Dan Martell talks about the 1-3-1 rule. We implemented this core value on our team called problems, not solutions, asking for forgiveness and not permission. And this has been absolutely game changing for me and my team. What it ultimately means is somebody comes to me with a problem, instead of me going in and going, oh yeah, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this. Oh, let's do this. Let me assign the task. It's like, okay, an example, we have a call center manager who's called Ryan. He's an absolute killer. I love him. And he comes to me with a problem. He's like, hey, Cameron, we're having these time zone issues where people are booking in appointments in the wrong time zone because the agents are in a different time zone. I'm like, okay, what's the 1-3-1? And what the 1-3-1 is, the one problem, 3 potential solutions that you think might work, and then 1 potential plan of action. So instead of me going in and going, oh, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this, it's conditioning the team to think for themselves. This has been incredible. And not only that, asking for forgiveness and not permission. What I mean by that is, I encourage you to fail and make mistakes. Instead of you, oh, Cameron, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? Pulling away from my energy, my time, and the team's time, figure it out. Figure out what your 1-3-1 is. Act on that potential solution. If it's something that requires a green light from me or somebody else from the team, get the green light and then act on it, right? And ask for forgiveness. Like, I'm sorry, I took the initiative, I was proactive to solve this problem, instead of, can I do this, can I do this, can I do this? So yeah, starting with wins, always going straight into fires and how can I best support you? Instead of me going in and jumping and trying to fix the fire, okay, you're dealing with this fire, so what's the 1-3-1? How can I support and help you? And what can I do as a CEO that's ultimately going to clear the path to helping you and your team in the business hit your KPIs. So these meetings now are very, very KPI driven, and this is what we're really driving home and making a big focus on. Before, the meetings were sloppy. It was me jumping in and going, oh, this is a problem, let me do this, let me do that, let me do this. Now it's like, okay, what are your roadblocks? What's the 1-3-1? How can I support you? Cool. Let's do a reflection on the KPIs last week. So an example of that with our call center is going to be average appointments per agent per day, qualified lead to schedule rate, speed to lead, cost per booking as an example. Now, where are we at with those? Like, if we're selecting a color based on are we hitting KPI or are we not, maybe our average appointments per day is like 6 per agent, and we take a look at it and it's a 4, that might be we might give that a yellow, meaning, okay, it's not like crazy out of KPI, but it's out of KPI, meaning how can we bring this back into KPI? So then going into it and looking at it through a lens of how can we bring this back into KPI? What levers can you pull? Okay, so you're going to do X, Y, and Z. And is there anything that I can do to support you so next time we meet this time next week, we're going to be within KPI on this metric specifically that you control. So really just now, instead of going like shit, having my mindset of I need to go in and fix these fires, thinking I'm here, the team leads are here, here, and here, and they have their own micro teams. They have their own micro businesses within my business that I overlook. And my ultimate goal is, here's your KPIs, here's your KPIs, here's your KPIs. How can I support you to hit them? Are we hitting KPIs? If so, how can we slowly begin to raise the bar and improve performance over time, okay? So that's the reason that I run calls like this. I learned this from a couple of different people that I've been paying for coaching, and it's been absolutely game-changing. So that's pretty much what my day looks like, how my meetings are run. I've been putting off, by the way, if you're asking, is this a different day? It absolutely is. I've been putting the end of this video off for so long, and it was just complete mental masturbation. Because I wanted a video of me eating, explaining what my diet looks like, when I'm taking the meetings, when I'm doing my deep work, when I'm going to the gym. So I wanted to explain it. I typically fast until around 1. I'll have something low carb, whether it's beef, whether it's chicken. After that point, I'll usually have a little bit of a bigger meal at night. But yeah, I hope you derive some sort of value from how I run my team meetings, what my day looks like, being an 18-year-old CEO with over 24, I believe now, 24 employees, living in Colombia, or at least staying here, but I'm sold on this place. I absolutely love it here. So yeah, peace out, motherfuckers.